What's going on, everybody? It's K97.5. Heartbreaking, but but also inspiring week with the Panthers, of course, losing. So we're gonna get into it, man. This podcast is basically I wanted to introduce before we get into it. I got Chris Lee from WRL News in the building, does a sports segment, man. Yep. Make sure you check him out. Tell them your Instagram real quick, Chris.
Thank you. At Chris Lee TV. My last name is spelled L-E-A. So
thank
you
please.
For having me, man. I love talking about sports, love talking about the Panthers.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here, man. We got together off a text message. This is our first time meeting, actually. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. First time. And I follow my guy here, Charlotte, just incredible with the rap. You know what I'm saying? Giving me that old school feel, but as well making it relevant, for the Panthers and just breaking down what's going on with Panthers, telling everybody in his following that everything's going to be okay. Certain things that even though I'll be like, man, I wanna, but he keep me calm now. So I got my guy, shout to Coach Cherry from the 704 driving up to the 919. Thank you very much.
Remedy. Thank you for having me. Good to be here with you and Chris.
Yeah. Two Greensboro guys. We just connected before.
Yes.
Okay.
So
absolutely.
336 in the building.
It's a small world, ain't it?
Yeah.
It
just
is.
everything, man. So I'm definitely happy for you guys to make it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Chris, guys, we're going to start off we posted online, social media, a couple weeks ago. Panthers won. Normally around this time is a big time, not just for Charlotte, but for the Carolinas, right? Mm-hmm. That, the Panthers, we all love our football, but it's just exciting that Charlotte is back competing.
Yes.
How exciting it is for, Charlotte, for the Carolina Panthers to be back competing.
It was needed, man. Like being at that stadium for the Rams game that I call the best loss of the season. Mm-hmm. So I don't hang my head on it because it was probably the most competitive loss they've had this year. But, it was great seeing just the atmosphere there. Like I go to cover these games every single Sunday, and they'll announce in the press box, 70,000 tickets distributed. They ain't 70,000 people anyway. Like sometimes it felt like it was 35,000, right?
Yes.
And so to see it full, and they announced 73,000, and it looked like 73,000. That was something that was really cool to see. Outside, I made some content for my Instagram. The fans were excited. Mint Street, Graham Street were like popping, and the energy was just there. The last time I saw the energy like that was Cam's first game back in 2021 when they went against the Washington Commanders. Mm-hmm. That was the first time since then. After that, it's really just been dead for like 4 years, and I'm glad to see the energy get back, because when the energy is there for North Carolina sports, I think it's at its best.
At its best, man. We serious around here. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Serious.
Absolutely.
Coach, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, like Chris said, the excitement at the stadium, you could feel that we hadn't had that in years. I forgot how that felt, to be honest with you. And not just at the stadium, but just in the city and the state in general. I mean, there was a good feeling, a good energy in the city, like just going to work. Yeah. Talking to your coworkers about the game at the gas station, you pumping gas, and you and the next person might just smile at each other, like why are we smiling at each other? But there was just a good feeling, because the Panthers were winning. I forgot that feeling of we got a good team in the city this year.
Absolutely.
From being a native Charlottean, going back to the Kerry Collins days of NFC Championship. Oh, yes. That's what got me on the Panthers. It was exciting to have a team. Mm-hmm. Like we finally got a professional team. Mm-hmm. But us going to the NFC Championship just the second year of the organization, it was like, oh, they got us now.
Man, yep,
and so
97.
to recreate that feeling and that vibe, like I said, I forgot how that felt. That was a great feeling. So the loss wasn't really that disappointing. Now, I will say, as the game went on, I'm like, yo, we might go to the next round.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so you start, your expectations start kind of shifting, like, let's try to win this thing.
Yeah. Yes.
But once we lost, you kind of reminded yourself, like, nah, they gave us a good season, y'all. They gave us a good run.
Yeah,
they did. For me, when I first started following the Panthers was 2003. I was in Hilton Head Island, Cardiac Cats.
Yeah.
The Cardiac Cats, man. That was a lovely season.
Yes.
And then, of course, the years of Cam and everything, just making sure we got that winning culture. I mean, even when Jake DeHone was there, 08, before the interceptions. But, I mean, that gave us so much, man, so much. And that's why I love to be a Panther. And this year was incredible. Just knowing that even our expectations weren't there. If you would have told us they're going to the playoffs in September, what we would have said?
Yeah, no, not happening.
Not at all.
Because I would have thought the Bucks would at least won 12 games this year.
Yes, if you know, and our expectations was competing.
Yep.
I
Yes.
wanted to get out the basement
Yep.
level expectations. I wanted to get back in the living room
Yep.
and get back to competition to where when you come to Charlotte, you know, don't play with us.
That's right.
Don't play with us.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking 7-10 going into the season.
Yeah.
You know, coming from 2 wins to 5 wins, I was like, let's just keep adding to the win total and be playing meaningful football
Yes.
towards the end of the season. But I was not thinking division championship or playoffs.
I did say on Panthers Playbook 8-9 at the beginning of the year. I did say, so I got it right, but I didn't think that would be good enough for the playoffs because I thought Tampa would be that much better and the rest of the NFC would be better. But I'm glad it happened, man. Like they exceeded expectations. And not only that, they play so many young players, and I'm pretty sure you could probably back me up on this, that this is probably good for them.
Yes.
Because now they've probably in the last few years probably heard about how bad the Panthers were. Now they're coming in with expectations, and now they've played in big games with expectations, so they know how that feels. Like Teteroa McMillan gets drafted 8 overall to a bad team and comes in and plays in a playoff game.
Yes.
And did a great job and had 1,000 yards this season.
Absolutely.
Imagine now how far that takes his game.
Yes.
In the seasons to come, and that's nothing but good for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, Teteroa getting that experience. Bryce, that's good. Even the Tampa Bay game before that's a playoff atmosphere, playoff
Absolutely
implications. That's like a playoff game.
Sometimes I think December was a big experience because we haven't mentioned about being meaningful and competitive in December.
In November.
Yeah, that's
A lot of times the season is over by Halloween because it gets scary out there. But it was good. It was great. Like that even though after the bye week they went 1-4.
Right.
So it wasn't good. But at the end of the day, they were still able to be in these meaningful games because of what they did before the bye week.
Absolutely.
And maybe the bye week will be a little bit better for them. I don't want them to go 13 weeks and then have a break.
Yeah.
Maybe go 8 or 9 weeks and then have a break or whatever, so they can split it up in the middle next year. But this was such a good year for the Panthers. I think next year, the next evolution of that, not only now we know that you can compete in games.
Yes.
Now you need to learn how to win with expectation.
Yes.
Because you could have taken care of business after the bye week at New Orleans.
We'll get into that. We'll get into
Okay.
that. We'll
All
get
right.
into that.
All
We'll
right.
get into that.
I was gonna say, I was about to go on a roll.
We'll get into that. All right, so we're gonna go to our first. So we're going to our first question. So guys, Dan, Canales, then the coaching staff, what they should be looking for in the offseason.
You want to go first?
I can go first. It's a number of things, I think. I would like to have a big time, an explosive playmaker on offense.
Yep.
I think we need a home run hitter. There were a lot of times I'm watching the game and I'm saying, who's the guy that we can just give the ball to and they go 70, 80 yards? Like, where is that guy? T-Mac is nice. I like T-Mac a lot. I don't know if T-Mac has top-end speed. Like, he's killing you underneath. Like, he can get open against anyone. He's shown that. But does T-Mac have top-end speed where I can throw him a quick screen, a bubble screen? He make a guy or two miss and take off 70, 80 yards. I don't know if he has that. And so I'm looking. Chuba hasn't shown me. I don't think the Panthers, and Chris, you can correct me if I'm wrong, 70, 75. I don't think they had a touchdown that long all season. A 70 or 75 yard touchdown.
The longest one, I think Jalen Coker had a 50-yarder maybe a couple weeks ago.
That's what I was thinking, like 50, 52, somewhere around in there.
It's usually short.
And so when your offense gets on the field and every drive has to be a 9, 10, 11 play drive, in the NFL, that's tough. That's not really going to work, especially against the better teams. If every time you get out there, and that's tough on Canales, that's tough on Bryce.
Absolutely.
Because now you don't have much room for error. But if you can get on the field and somebody take that thing the distance after 2 or 3 plays, now Canales can say, oh, okay, that drive was a little easier than I. But I don't have to be a perfect play caller for 9 or 10 plays every single possession. So I think they need to get a home run hitter. I think defensively, you got to get the pass rush. It's got to be an edge rusher, somebody that can consistently get to the quarterback without having to dial up a blitz. Like, who's that guy where I can keep my guys in coverage and I know he's going to consistently get pressure on the quarterback?
Then the last time we had somebody was a little bit of Brian Burns until it started mattering. And then before that, we had a Greg Hardy, right?
Well, even I'll say
that?
between Brian Burns and Greg Hardy, like, that year. Well, I'll say the year Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick was there. That was amazing. They were scaring the league because you had them both on each side. But then you also had, when Pep came back, he was still that guy.
He was.
You had Charles Johnson was still that guy. And all that. I got a list of things, and I agree with him. They need a home run hitter.
Talk to me.
I do think that they have potential home run hitters on the roster if Dave Canales gives them a chance.
Is one of them Jimmy?
One of them is Jimmy Horn.
Absolutely.
Now, he did drop the pass, and Panthers fans will say that, towards the end of the game. But also, there's so many. I don't think that Canales was able to use him to his fullest abilities. And a lot of it comes between, this is probably a different conversation, but there's some obvious distrust between Bryce and Canales. So we can get into that later. But they need a home run hitter on offense, whether that's a wide receiver or running back. I'm also thinking one of the things they could do is somebody who is a free agent this year is Kyle Pitts from Atlanta. Get him, line him up in the slot.
I seen some stuff online.
Line him up in the slot
with Kyle. Yes, sir.
I mean, you got him, T-Mac, and Jalen Coker out there with Jimmy Horn.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Who's stopping that?
None. And I think we had something bright with Sanders, but until he had that injury, it just felt like
Jatavian.
Timmy Sanders.
He's going to come back, and I think he's going to be pretty good. But that's also a Canales thing to get tight ends more involved, I think.
Yeah.
But and I think on offense, probably a little bit more. Get some fresh faces on the offensive line.
Yep.
You're probably going to need another center. Cade Mays is a free agent. We'll see what happens with that. Then you don't know what's going to happen with Ike Ekwonu. He has the injury. I think he's good enough to stay, but you're going to need somebody to be there just in case he's not ready week 1 or week 2.
Right.
On defense, as you said, pass rusher. I think we have the pass rushers. I don't like the system. And the players have been –
we had conversations about this.
Princely Umami-Ellen. Umami-Ellen in the locker room this past week stopped short of saying it's the scheme holding us back.
I saw that.
He didn't say those words, but he stopped short of that. Like, because I've watched plays, why is Derek Brown dropping back in coverage?
Yeah, they said that in major national broadcasts.
Why is Princely Umami-Ellen and Nick Scorton dropping back in coverage?
Yes.
So that's one thing. We also need inside linebackers, and I think one more ball hawking safety.
Yes, one next to Roseboom, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I like Roseboom.
Love Roseboom.
I like him.
I don't know if he's a starter.
I like him as a backup.
That's what I was
going
to say.
I love him as a backup.
Okay. He had over 100.
Okay.
I think he played to his maximum ability this year. He gave us everything he had.
Yes.
Because I'm watching some games, I'm like, yo, Roseboom is balling.
Yes.
I didn't expect him to give us that much. So hopefully we can keep him. But like you say, he's probably better in a backup role, not the feature linebacker.
Got you.
Gosh, I became a fan of his this year.
I love him.
I did.
He gave me AJ Klein vibes.
Yes, he did. Absolutely.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. I like that. So let's get to the next one, which is actually we're going to get into now. You was talking about Bryce picking up that 5th-year option, man. What's your thoughts on it? What's your guys' thoughts?
I think he played his way into it for sure at the beginning of the year. Even the middle of the year, I wasn't quite sure because there's so many inconsistencies. You have a game this year where you had 448 yards passing. You have a game this year where you had 54 yards passing, right? You don't know what you're going to get from Bryce, and it's not all his fault. I give him 50% of the blame because if we go back to that last drive of the Rams game, first down, Panthers down by 3. This could be the game-winning drive. I think 30-something seconds left.
Yes.
They have 3 timeouts. First down right there. Jimmy Horn is open 10 yards down the field.
I saw that.
And he could have hit him. And the way that the coverage was going, I can't remember the DB's name, but he was going with Teteroy McMillan, and he was breaking in. Jimmy Horn could have caught it here and could have gone. There was nobody over there if Bryce leads him. And Bryce sometimes just doesn't trust his eyes. And I think that creates a circle where Dave Canales doesn't trust Bryce with certain play calls, so he doesn't dial up. We talked about the explosive plays. He doesn't dial up the explosive plays because he doesn't quite trust Bryce because Bryce also doesn't trust himself. So there's something that I think those two need to get on the same page this offseason. But I think no matter what, I think Bryce has pretty much shown us who he is. He's a good quarterback. He'll never be – I don't think anybody needs to expect Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, anything like that. You're going to need to surround him with a great defense and explosive playmakers on offense and a great offensive line. And then he can take you far with that. He's a game manager who's very accurate. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
But I think that to expect him to be the 5,000-yard passer is not going to happen with Bryce Young.
Okay. Coach.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of lack of trust. You talk about Canales and Bryce.
Yes.
You talk about Bryce not trusting himself. I don't think Bryce trusts all of his receivers either.
That's true.
That's true.
Bryce is under so much.
Some of them are untrustworthy.
Some of them are untrustworthy. Absolutely. And Bryce.
Come on, Excel, get it together.
Yeah, definitely get it together. He's riding the horse into the playoff game.
And then, oh my God.
Dude, come on, you need to focus on catching the football.
Yes.
Oh,
and Bryce is under so much criticism. I think that obviously that's added pressure. There's enough pressure in the game itself. But Bryce knows when we lose, for whatever reason, he gets the blame.
Yeah.
Bryce is not the guy. Bryce is not the quarterback.
Yeah.
And so I think he may sometimes be in a frame of mind of, well, T-Mac is the one receiver I know is going to get it done for me. Because I'm watching sometimes and I'm like, it seems like T-Mac is the only one he's looking for. Because I think he feels like, I know he's reliable.
That playoff stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This will get the heat off my back. I got to get completions. I got to win the game. And I think if you put Bryce in the right situation, I'm not saying he's going to be elite, future Hall of Famer, nothing like that. I think he can be a very good quarterback.
Absolutely.
Right situation, the right system, the right play calling. Because you see it happen with quarterbacks all the time. You look at a Mac Jones, who the Patriots didn't want him. And then he goes to San Fran with Shanahan. When Purdy goes out and it's like, yo, Mac Jones is balling. You look at a Kyle Shanahan, like that situation. Kyle Shanahan takes anybody to the Super Bowl. Garoppolo, Purdy, Kaepernick. You give him a quarterback, he's going to the Super Bowl. So when I'm looking at Bryce, I'm like, he's shown me enough to where we got to get another receiver in here.
Yes.
We got T-Mac is that dude. XL ain't showing us nothing.
Jalen Coker is for sure a 2 or a 3. Depending on
Okay,
who you bring
Chris,
in.
there we go. Because I'm not all the way sold on Coker as a 2.
He's 2.5 for sure.
2.5 for sure. I think he can be that 2, but I want to see a bigger sample size, like what he did in the playoffs.
Okay.
Like that game, I'm like, yo, okay, I see you. But it seemed like he showed up in camp out of shape. He had the quad injury where he missed like the first 6 weeks. First game back, he doesn't do anything. That's understandable. Your first game back. But to me, a number 2 is a receiver that can potentially be a 1. If T-Mac gets hurt, he's out for 2 or 3 weeks.
Good point.
Can Coker be the number 1 receiver just for 2 or 3 weeks?
Good point.
That's just like T. Higgins when he came back from injury.
He
came back and picked it up right where it is. So I
That's
get your
number
point.
2. You see what I'm
I
saying?
get your point.
And so I think you got to give Bryce those weapons and a consistent running game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Chuba didn't have a 100-yard game all season.
Coach, that leads me to my next question right there. Let's get on that. Let's get on that. Do you think Rico is coming back?
I don't. That running back situation that's a tough situation, man.
So what I saw, I saw Dave Canales. He said that everybody's competing for that spot.
They are.
And he's looking for Jonathan Brooks to compete for that starting position.
Yeah, and you gave Chuba the money. You drafted ETN. Brooks is coming back. That's a tough situation. I want to keep Rico, but if you keep Rico, if Brooks stays healthy, how do you keep all those guys happy? Because they all deserve touches.
Somebody got to get traded.
Chris, I mean, somebody's got to get traded. I don't know how you keep all 3 of them. They're all potentially number 1 running backs.
So I think the real problem is with Canales because he says that the Carolina Panthers are a running team.
Yep.
Yes.
But in practice, that wasn't always the case. The Panthers would get down by 7 or 10, and then all of a sudden he would he'd get rid of the run game. So when you go back to what the Panthers need, I want to talk about what they need on as far as the coaching staff.
Okay.
I think it doesn't have to be this guy, but Mike McDaniel has made his name as a run coordinator, as a run game coordinator before he was an offensive. He was only an offensive coordinator 1 year before he was a head coach. And he was a run game coordinator in San Francisco with Shanahan.
Yep.
And so I think one of the problems with Canales is he doesn't have a diverse running game, and I don't think he trusts the run. I'll give you a few examples. The Buccaneers game, at home, the first one. He started off with Rico because he was, for sure the starter at that point in the season. Rico, if you remember, like first play or two of the game comes up, he's kind of like grabbing his shoulder a little bit. Then he brings in Chuba. All of a sudden, Chuba like breaks off a couple.
Yeah.
But those two also have different run styles. Rico is more of a zone runner. Chuba is more of a power runner. So because he had to switch them out within the same drive, you saw different things. You saw zone. You saw power. You saw a counter. They ran a counter with Rico. You saw a jet sweep with Jimmy Horn.
Yep.
And there's so many different things, and you knocked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on their heels.
Yep.
You score a touchdown. That was, to me, the best first possession of the game for the Carolina Panthers all season, and it was all because of the run. Never did it again.
Yeah,
he
Never
does
did
that.
it again.
He likes to do that.
And-
he likes to do that.
And so, and the thing is, this could also help out Bryce because it could set up play action for later on when you want your big hitters, when you want to get the home run play.
Yep.
And so that's the part where I think that's more so on Dave Canales. I'm not going to blame Chuba Hubbard or Rico Dowdle for not having the numbers at the end of the season because the system wasn't made for them to have that type of success. The success that we saw Rico Dowdle have was because he went against two really bad defenses who didn't expect him to do that, right? He even said to us in the locker room after the Miami game, he asked them to implement zone concepts because they didn't have that in training camp. They were a power team. So they've had to learn in the middle of the season to implement zone. So Canales clearly doesn't have his playbook together when it comes down to the different run concepts. I need him to get a different run game coordinator in there to teach him a thing or two and to help him implement some into his play calling. And I think it really comes down to him because he's got the guys. Rico and Chuba both had 1,000 yards in 2024. Yep. Rico still ended up having 1,000 yards in 2025. Chuba doesn't have it because he ends up being the backup and he gets hurt. But if he was healthy the entire season, he would have had 1,000 yards.
Absolutely.
It's not Chuba or Rico. It's Dave Canales at the end of the day.
And we got to remember, Canales is a young coach.
Yes.
Like, he's been an offensive coordinator. He's been coaching. But when you're the head guy, that's a whole different experience.
It's different.
Right.
And so this year was only a second year doing it. So there's a lot that he doesn't know, a lot that he has to figure out. And so to your point, I'm sure there were things like, you're not doing this right, coach. You're not getting both guys involved. You're not putting certain players in the right scheme. Even like I've been an assistant coach before, high school basketball. When I became the varsity head coach, I remember on the sideline, the very first game I was a head coach. As soon as we had our first possession, I said, "Oh, this is different." Like I'm the head coach. This as an assistant, it was easy. There was no pressure on me.
Run horn set, something.
Because there are so many thoughts going through your mind. Do I got to sub this guy and he hasn't played yet? Timeout. What time do I call a timeout? So I'm sure Canales is like, it may have been a little overwhelming initially. And so, like, to your point, you want your staff to be in place. If I'm a new head coach, an inexperienced head coach, I need a staff in place that knows what they're doing.
And that's the thing. I brought this up before in our podcast. Who are the future head coaches on his staff right now?
That's it.
Like you have Jim Caldwell, you have Dom Capers as senior assistants.
Yep.
That's cool. But you also need the future head coaches on your staff. Evero's getting some looks.
He is getting some looks.
But like you need more than that. And I don't know if he has that many guys. That's what I think also that coaching staff needs an influx of some new ideas.
Yes.
So now let's go to the other side of the ball, guys. Great. Well, hold on. Before I do that, yes or no answer for both of y'all. Should Canales get off the play sheet after play calling?
To give it to who? Would be my answer.
Just in general, and hire a offensive coordinator.
If you have somebody like, first off, that means you'd have to demote Brad Isaac, and I'm not sure if he's going to do that. Like, that's his friend, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Brad is ready for that. I think I would like to see somebody else do it. I just don't think it's going to happen because Canales was only an offensive coordinator for 1 year before this, so he's only been calling plays for 3 years. So he still needs to get more of those reps So it's probably best for him to do it in the long run. But what's best for the Panthers in 2026 is probably somebody else.
I would say somebody else too. Obviously, as long as it's somebody that knows what they're doing, because I think just taking something off of his plate to where he can oversee the whole operation without focusing on play calling.
Right.
So I would say, they need an offensive coordinator and OC.
Okay, awesome. Okay, glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Thank you. I ain't tripping. All right, so let's get to the next. Let's go to the other side of the ball. Right. Let's go to defense, man. Before I get your opinion on Evero, because y'all already know this. Let's break down the final defensive drive. Everybody's talking about the soft coverage. This is not the first time, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
We saw these in 3rd and longs, especially, what was that? Was it? No, it wasn't the Atlanta game. Yeah, the Saints game. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And we saw it in multiple games in previous games in this season. Let's break down that final drive. Coach.
The coverage was way too soft.
What scheme was they running on?
It looked like a prevent defense. And I'm talking about, I saw guys like 9 and 10 yards off receivers. Like, what? First of all,
3rd and 3, you got somebody 8 yards off.
8 yards off.
What?
Yes.
When we scored, when Coker scores, I'm excited. Stadium's going crazy. But I think we all knew, like, Matthew Stafford has over 2 minutes with 3 timeouts. The 2-minute warning, so he's essentially got 4 timeouts.
It's like somebody looking at the game, right? You're playing the game, and you're like, "Oh, you doing this? Okay, bet. I got something for you."
Yeah, you're right. I wasn't comfortable at all. I'm like, that's a lot of time, man. Matthew Stafford with over 2 minutes and 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what defense we call. I'm still like, Chris, we in a tough spot, man. You got Devontae Adams, you got Puka Nacua, but that you can't play prevent defense.
You can't.
To me, that was we're playing not to lose.
Yep.
We're a little afraid. We're trying not to mess this up.
Yep.
I think that's what it was, because I think if they go man coverage and somebody gets beat, I think that's what and then J.C. Horn was out, I believe, on that final possession.
Yeah, he was out on that drive. Yeah.
So now you got your number one corner. Your number one corner's out. So I think that played into what he was calling. I don't have my top cover guy out here, even though Mike Jack was balling.
Mike
Jack was arguably their best cornerback in the last half of the season.
And guys, this is the thing that I wanted to add on to that, right? If during games we got these players when they are matched up in man or in zone coverage or they're right there with them and they are competing, they are stopping, why are we getting away from that?
I think JC, like I said,
especially if they proved it.
Yeah. Horn being out, I think clearly, because now you can put Mike Jack on one of them, Nacua or Devontae, but somebody is on a weaker DB,
right?
But I think you're not used to being in that position.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you don't know how to finish the day. I don't think you don't know how to win. Like a team that has won before, I think they come on the defensive side saying, "Let's put them away. We're up. We're about to play man coverage, get up in their face. We're going to send some heat on the quarterback, and we're going to finish this game on this drive right here." I think Evero's approach was like, let's just not mess this up. I don't want to call the wrong coverage. They get something over the top, and we just blew the lead that we had in this situation. So I think it was more so not used to being in that moment and then playing a little afraid. I think they were playing a little afraid. So keep everything in front of you. If they catch it, just come up and tackle. And hopefully the time will run out. I think that's the mindset.
So the Panthers are worst in 3rd and long conversions.
They can't get off the field.
And on offense, we are 4th worst when it comes to converting on 3rd and long.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't like the scheme. I know Dan Morgan said this week he likes the defense. It's an aggressive defense. I don't see it because started with the front.
It kills me with them.
Dan knows better than that. He was a linebacker.
Let's start with the front.
But it's not just him. Maybe Dan and them could just throwing them lies. Remember, I was ranting online, talking about how they say things in press conferences. Excuse me. How they say things in press conferences, and then we know the real fans know, like, hey man, come on now. Come on now. There's a difference between throwing somebody under the bus, and which I like when Canales does not do that because he doesn't throw Averill under the bus. But there's a difference when you got to answer the question and be like, hey, we missed. Come on, man. Just give me a little truth here in these press conferences now.
I think if you even just start with the front, with the line, they don't run enough stunts or twists or anything like that to give the opposing offensive line different looks. And if you notice, we were talking about cornerbacks right there. JC is never on the best wide receiver. What they do is he doesn't travel. They keep him on the boundary side, and they put Mike Jackson on the field side. So a lot of times I just notice offenses would, because they know Panthers are going to be mostly a zone team, they're going to give you maybe like a trips look over to the field side just so you can overload that side, because now you have all your eyes here, and then they can just run something back the other way, and it looks like things are JC's fault, and people were like, well, I thought JC's supposed to, but JC also has his eyes in different places because he has to look at the receiver here and then whoever's coming up here behind him. It's I don't know if he's putting people in their best positions. The best play that JC made all season, and I never got a chance to ask this question to see if he broke the rules of their defense. But if you go back to that San Francisco game, I want to say it was the third pick on Brock Purdy.
Was it the one that we went all the way across the field?
He went all the way across to the other side of the field. He was like, forget what's happening over here. It's going over there. And he didn't see him coming because that's typically not what the Panthers do. So if you're studying them on tape, you're not going to see that pretty often. And so he just kind of breaks and just does his own thing, comes up with an interception. I think that play was enough to show me that you have the guys on your team to make the plays, that you're just not putting them in positions to be able to do that. Because, again, to go back before, why would you ever drop Derek Brown back in coverage as a defensive tackle?
That was insane.
No why would
wild? What the young kids say? Wild. Wild.
Why would you drop? I understand maybe like a time or two to drop back Nick Scorton or Prince Uomami a time or two. But for the most part, those guys need to get to the quarterback.
Yes.
And there's also times where you notice that those guys are coming off the edge, but they're not coming off the edge to get to the quarterback. They're just trying to contain the pocket. They're not trying to actually get to the quarterback. Panthers also need sacks. They're one of the worst teams in the league in sack rate. So there's so many different things that I pick up. I didn't even play football. I just watch enough football to be like, this doesn't look the way other teams look.
Absolutely.
This doesn't look like an aggressive defense, a defense that could, make some game-changing plays. So I don't know. There's so much that needs to happen with that. I would love. I saw Pittsburgh is interviewing Evero. Take him, please.
Everybody is saying that.
Take him.
Really?
Take him,
Coach. Everybody is on. Like even the Raiders, when they announced that Evero was getting interviewed by the Raiders, everybody in the comments was saying take
Falcons. Take him,
Chris.
I want another defensive coordinator.
Come on, Coach.
Who you want, Chris? Because I'm not saying he's one of the top defensive coordinators in the league, but I do think he needs some more talent. I want him to have more talent to see what he can do. Worst defense in NFL history last year.
Yep.
Derek Brown comes back.
They got him talent.
J.C. Horn comes back healthy this year.
They got him
They
talent.
rise to 15 as far as points per game. So just add no. And then, too, you look at a Mike Jackson. Nobody wanted Mike.
Yeah.
Like, I got to give him some credit for, we look at Mike now and say, yo, Mike is balling. We got one of the top corners in the league. Well, Seattle didn't keep him. New England didn't keep him. He comes here, and Evero, gets him to shine. And to me, that goes to coaching.
Okay.
Could he get better as a DC? Absolutely, especially end of game situations.
Sound like you.
But Chris, you got to give him.
Sound like you said he's a great DB coach. Sound like you said he's a great DB coach. Man, you just made.
So you want to
demote
the case to coach in the
you
secondary.
just made the case for him to be a great DB coach.
You want to look at Rose, but look at Roseboom. Roseboom balls out this year.
He could probably help out the linebacker room too.
Come on, Chris, get him at it. He's the same way we're talking. The whole team. Bryce Young, Canales, they're all young. Dan Morgan's young. They're all trying to figure it out. He's inexperienced. He was the DC 1 year in Denver, right, before he came to Carolina.
Right.
So he hasn't been doing it 8 or 9 years. I want to see, Nick Scorton, Princely Uman Mielen. But if you're that dude,
Yeah.
I don't care what scheme you put me in. I'm getting to that quarterback.
Well, let me
Like,
say,
I play ball with some cats 3-4, 4-3, 5-2. I'm getting to the quarterback because I'm going to beat the guy in front of me, period.
I'm with you as far as like the talent still needs to get better, and I think they will get better this upcoming year. But also, this is the NFL. It's a business.
It is.
How much time do you give somebody? Because remember, he was there before Canales was there.
He was.
And now he's going to be there. This is going to be his fourth year.
Be his fourth year.
And like, yeah, they really did deplete a lot from him. But also, like, we saw it with the game on the line, what happens in his defense. And to me, it's just not good enough.
Don't hold that Matt Rule stuff against him, Chris. That's
You mean Frank Wright?
Frank Wright. Don't hold that because that was. I don't hold that year against Bryce. None of those guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hold that.
Wright gets fired. Chris Tabor gets promoted. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't believe in Frank Wright before he got.
no. That was a mess.
And people
that
were
was
telling me,
David
no,
Tepper's-
believe in Frank Wright.
Frank
was a mess.
would have been fine if David Tepper would have minded his business. David
Okay.
Tepper told him to hire all these different people who had different philosophies.
Oh, yeah, he
So
did,
that's what
yeah.
messed them up
And
because
stressed them out.
you had three different philosophies in Bryce's ear. You
Yes.
had the head coach, the offensive coordinator, and a quarterback's coach who all thought three different things,
Yep.
saying different things to Bryce Young
Yeah, that's not good.
without with a horrible offensive line
Yeah.
and no pass catchers.
I don't care who you are and what type
No,
of profession.
that's why even Bryce
Yeah.
rookie, I'm like,
I don't
that's a
even hold it
scratch,
against
man.
Frank Reich. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even hold that against
No, I
Frank.
understand that.
So
because
Harold is like, but he's gotten better from last year to this year. I think this year buys him some more time because they improved so much.
whatever it is, this is the last year.
Let's go back.
This
but
last year.
if we go back to the Frank Reich year, 2023,
Okay.
the Panthers did finish that year, even though they were horrible, 2-15.
Yeah.
They finished that year top 10 in overall defense.
Okay.
He inherited a decent defense.
But he lost his guys. Derek
And
Brown.
then they ended up having one of the worst defenses ever.
Derek Brown goes out.
They get him more talent, and even still, let's go back to some of the games that the Panthers lost.
Okay.
You brought up the Saints before. That Saints game at the Saints. The multiple blowouts. Some of that is offense as well because
It
offense
is.
couldn't score, offense couldn't stay on the field
Turnovers
as well.
put the defense in bad situations,
But-
short fields.
At what point do we say that also, like statistically, we were one of the worst teams at getting to the quarterback. We don't get sacks, we don't get turnovers. They just started getting turnovers the last half of this year. At what point do we say we probably need something like this? Is the NFL? They don't have. This is not about feelings. This is about business. This is about what's doing right
Next
for the team.
year. Next season. That better
Because
be it.
if Canales if Canales comes around and has 2 years, if he goes the next 2 years without making the playoffs, guess who's going to get a new head coach?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with
Dan. with Dan.
So are we?
And Dan's
But
not going to
you're
get his
saying-
job in jeopardy.
You saying Avero should go now?
I think I would like to see what the Carolina Panthers would look like with a fresh voice on defense.
I'm going to say it.
Okay. Y'all think he should go
I
now?
think he should.
I'm not saying that he's a bad coach. Good coaches get fired all the time.
They
Right.
do.
I know them.
They
I know
do.
good coaches.
Harbaugh
get fired.
got fired.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know if you're going to, but I'd like to give him one more year, Avero.
Okay.
I'd like to give him, see what they do in the draft, if they can plug in some of these holes, get a real linebacker in there, get an edge rusher in there.
Nickel.
I want another DB.
Yeah.
I do want another DB because if JC or Mike Jack go, and Mike Jack, you got to work out his contract situation, but he's 29.
He got a year left.
We got a year left.
Yeah.
But see, I don't
They
know
got some cushion.
I don't know if you extend that now.
I would try to extend it now.
29 year.
Yeah.
I would try
extend it
now
I'll
too.
try to extend it now.
But I don't know if Mike Jack, I don't know what his leverage is. Like, because if he tries to ball out this year to say, no, I want a bigger payday, now he's going into contract negotiations at 30.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that works against him. Like, you're a 30-year-old DB coming here asking for he may want to extend right now.
With 2 good years next to JC Horn, and anybody could say but you were next to JC.
You were next to JC.
Yeah.
So let's give Avero another. We made the, come on, y'all.
Like I said, I'm good. I'm good if he
For
goes
another
another
year.
year. Because, I mean, we're here now. But that better be it.
Chris is
that
like,
better be
nah.
it.
If
But
somebody else walk through that door,
right, but to add on, I'm with both of you guys. I'm okay with 1 year, but I'm also okay with him going right now. I just don't trust. I feel like we
Yeah.
reached the peak, guys.
That's kind of how I feel. I
Yeah,
feel like
really
we've seen as best as it could be.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when at the time when the Warriors, different sport, the Warriors fired Mark Jackson. We're like, yo, what are y'all doing? Then all of a sudden they start winning championships.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes it's like, okay, we reached this pinnacle with this person. Thank you for getting us to this point.
Is there anybody that you have in mind as far as a DC?
Raheem Morris?
Well, they technically, I guess they come from the same system. That's not a bad. That's not a bad.
But he's aggressive.
Outlook. He is aggressive.
Okay,
that's not a bad.
Raheem Morris. Okay.
I'm sure there's an assistant or somebody out there who could potentially step in place, or an older guy. I really wanted him to last year go ahead and cut bait with Evero to go after Robert Salah. Because those two,
now if you're talking about that,
those two worked together in Seattle.
Yep.
And so they had chemistry already, and I thought that was a layup. Like as soon as the Jets fired him, I would have been like,
now I'm on board with something like that.
Hey, bro.
Yes.
Don't take anything. We're gonna make some moves.
Yes.
Start looking around in Charlotte. Like I would have done that as soon as the Jets fired.
Absolutely.
I'm on board with that. Absolutely. Yeah, you can't say no to that. Yeah. Yeah, you can't say no to that.
All right, so we get into our last part, man. Since we bridging the gap into hip hop, man, I feel like the Carolinas is doing real good, and we just need the Hornets to get back and
They coming.
They coming.
They looked good last
Beat the
night.
Lakers.
So and we need the Hurricanes to, just get over that hump, man. Just get over that hump, because we always either almost get to the championship. We got a championship in Carolina. The Tar Heels are going back good.
They got the longest. The Hurricanes got the longest playoff streak right now in the NHL too.
Yes. Yeah, and then we got the Wolfpack doing great. Tar Heels doing great, but just, a little inconsistent there.
You don't count Duke?
Duke is, I'm a Tar Heel fan.
Okay.
But I got to respect Duke, You got to respect Duke.
Absolutely.
Because they got me DJing there. I got to, thank you, Duke. Okay, so.
Clip that part.
And my guy Ninth works there too.
Yeah.
So I got to shout out Duke.
Yeah, absolutely. So with all that being said, man, the Carolinas is on the up and up right now. Like we're back to the top again. So that said, man, J. Cole's coming out. February the 6th.
Can't wait.
2-6.
2-6. That was so amazing. I don't think anybody outside of North Carolina understands that.
Nope. I'm from Fayetteville, guys.
Okay.
2-6 is with Cumberland County is the 26th county in North Carolina. So 2-6.
2-6.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so 2-6.
I like that.
2-6. That was incredible timing.
I like that.
Yeah, so thoughts, man, because Coach, you be rapping. Tell me about it, man. Is Cole one of your favorite rappers?
Absolutely. Yeah. I like the baby too. Yeah, that's Charlotte right
he's
there.
He's coming out January 30th.
Gotta rep Charlotte. But Cole, I like Cole because Cole has something special about him, man. Lyrically, obviously, he's nice. But he's so relatable. It's funny because he's a star, but he's not a star. Like, he keeps himself sort of out of the spotlight. Like, he's kind of low-key. He dresses kind of, on the low. He's humble. But when he pops out, it's like he's that guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so when he does these drops, like this single, like I saw he did another one today, the second single off the album.
Oh, really?
He dropped something on Twitter.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, check it out on Twitter. He posted something on Twitter, second single off the album. It's got like 10 million views already.
Is it track to this too?
I think that's it.
Oh, no, that dropped a couple days ago.
I think that.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about
like track
one.
number 2.
Yeah,
that might be the same
this
thing.
too.
Track 2.
Track to this
So,
too.
yeah, I heard this.
That's it.
I heard that one, yeah.
And it's like,
that was fire.
Yeah.
Now, Cole is that dude. Cole, when you get Cole on your song, you got to be careful now. I don't know if that's who you want to rap next against. Like if I had a song, and I would love it if I was on that level. If Cole did a feature verse on that, I would be like, yo, Cherry, you're going to have to bring it, man, because this dude, and the longevity.
Yes.
Like, Cole dropped first when, like, 05, 06, somewhere around that time, 07, something. And so he's going on a 20-year career.
Yeah.
Forest Hills Drive was the album that really solidified. Okay, he's a legend.
And he went on tour crazy during that time, too, man.
He's official. Yeah.
Had that HBO special.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He had
he had a whole HBO special
I missed
for that.
that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
dope. What's your thoughts, Chris?
I love it when music and sports collide. I mean, that's to me, that's the sweet spot for me for everything that I want to do in my career. I mean, I think that's how you work at a hip hop station and then also work at a news station doing sports. Like, that's the sweet spot for me. I love that Cole's coming out. Love that he reps North Carolina so hard. Baby, I've seen him at Panthers games a lot. He comes out there. Love that he's coming out. Him and Fetty P.
Franklin
came out with a project recently.
That was incredible. Yes,
and I hope that other that maybe other guys start getting involved. I would love to see somebody like Lute and Bryce Young hang out together.
That'll be
Charlotte.
crazy.
Or somebody like Shame Gang. Somebody like what I'm saying, like somebody like Shame Gang or and Xavier Leggett hanging out.
Gang,
You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be cool to see some of that. And also, I don't know if you know this, I used to rap a little bit back in my day.
Okay. Come on, Chris.
Spit a hot 16
give us some,
real
Chris.
quick.
I've asked. I used to ask Big Mo to play my stuff at 102 Jams. It was a little bit more like a little bit more on the pop side. I'll let you hear some stuff. I'll send you.
Okay.
I'm saying, Chris, you got.
Hey, I'll play some.
I'm on SoundCloud now. I'm on SoundCloud.
Come on now.
I'm from the SoundCloud era.
And I play where the bag is, so I play not just for hip hop, but I play some pop too.
Yeah.
Look, if the bag is there, I'm good. Let me in there.
So it's I love that collaboration of music and all that. And this is gonna be different. I just have to bring it up because it was big this year. Shout outs to Carolina Mike, man. Like
Mike.
That was I love seeing somebody like that, and also I love the idea. 2025 to me, as far as hip hop, showed us that now hip hop doesn't have an age limit. I think for so long, hip hop had an age limit, and people like look at you, oh, you 30 and got braids trying to rap. But look at Pusha T, he 50 and got braids and had the best album with his brother in 2025.
Yes. You couldn't even tell he looked 50.
No.
Yeah, and then also like Carolina Mike and what he was able to do with that song and taking it far. I love the fact that that now the genre is growing with us now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's one thing I love about it, and hopefully that intersects into sports a little bit more too.
Yes, indeed.
And they've always had a nice marriage, sports and hip hop. Like they say, rappers want to be ball players want to be rappers. Like we've always seen that from the Kobe Bryants and the AIs dropping albums back in the day. Chris Webber and all them putting albums out. Shaq, I used to bump that Shaq back in the day. Now,
Twism?
Yeah,
used to rock the Twism
when my biological didn't bother.
But show my age a little bit now. Shaq, you can't stop the rain
with Biggie. That is
classic.
Shaq with Biggie.
Yes.
Shaq said when Big spit his verse, he was like, "Yo, I got to do another verse." When you listen to "You Can't Stop the Rain," that's Shaq's best rapping.
Yes,
because he knew he was in the booth with a legend.
Yeah.
Like he's in the booth with one of the greatest. What?
Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah, man. That comes to tell you when you're surround yourself around incredible people so you can be great.
Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
So the baby showing longevity too.
Yeah.
Different style from J. Cole, but all them guys, man, they bring it.
All of it. That's what I love about North Carolina, because all of that is necessary. It's a diverse sound. You don't get just one thing.
And I thought the baby at one point said he was going to do like an anthem or a song for the Panthers. I know he had said that during the summer. I guess he never got around.
Yeah, I can't remember.
He never got around to do it because he was at WFNZ saying that he was working on a project.
He was at a few Panthers games. I didn't see him at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But there was a few times he was there the first half of the season.
I was definitely hoping for him to really drop a Carolina anthem because he was at the
that's needed.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I don't know if anybody can top that Petey Pablo.
No. I mean, it's played everywhere.
That's played. It's literally everywhere. Shout outs to Petey too.
Shout out to Petey.
Petey's a good dude. Man.
Yeah.
Still out there working.
And he doesn't get the respect, I think, because he broke the door open for so many people.
Oh yeah.
Without Petey, we don't have J. Cole. We don't have Rhapsody. We don't have. I don't know if like it was around the same time as Little Brother, but I don't know if Little Brother is able to get the Atlantic deal and then to end up getting their major label debut. Like Petey really broke it open for a lot of people, and he doesn't get the respect.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. All right, man. So this was incredible, y'all. Thank y'all once again for coming through, man.
Sure.
Coming all the way from Charlotte.
Absolutely. I enjoyed it. I'm up in the Greensboro, Raleigh. Like I said, I'm friends with Ninth and Little Brother and those guys, and went to school in Greensboro. So I'm up in this area a lot, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Shout out to Ninth, man. We go to the same barbershop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Cool dude, man. Shout out to Tron out there, headliners. Man, so, hey, Chris, man, thank you, man. Finally, I get to meet y'all. You know, we always go back and forth on the social media, man, but it's just incredible being in the room and being able to chop it up like this, man. Incredible.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having
Whenever
me,
you need
man.
me, I'm here.
Absolutely.
And sponsorships, we got to get those. Y'all, you got to wake up Felix. I need to get something out here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know.
K97.5.